out of Israel.
That's Yahawashi. Yahawashi is that star. Alright? And the scepter shall rise where?
Out of Israel.
The scepter shall rise out of Israel. A scepter representing judgment and rulership. So right now, is there judgment and rulership among us right now? No, there isn't. We're destroyed right now. So this guy, what's his name? Balaam.
Balaam, the son of Beor.
Yeah. Balaam. He's basically saying, look, these same people, you see them destroyed, there's going to be power and leadership coming out of them in the latter end. But
and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Seth.
So we're going to smite the corners of the Chinese, right? People of Taiwan, Japan, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Wuhan, all them so-called Chinese, the Moabite regions, man. We're gonna pay them a visit. When Yahawashi returns, man. Brothers, you wanna go to China, you're gonna go to China, man. And we're gonna enslave them, man. We're gonna enslave all them Chinese, them Moabite peoples.
And Edom shall be a possession.
And Edom shall be a possession, man. We're gonna possess so-called white people. Meaning they're gonna be our property. No different from a horse or a damn camel. We're gonna own them. Brothers are gonna know what it's like to own people, both man and woman. And child, right? Meaning you're gonna have rulership over their bodies, man. You're gonna be dictating to them when they can go to the toilet. You can dictate to them when they can have sex, when they can take a break from work, when they're supposed to go to work, when they can sleep, when they're supposed to wake up, man. You're gonna have dominion over them. The scripture says we shall possess them, man. That's where the word property comes from. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that. Right now we're living in a time where people can think that they're equal and everything like that. Well, everything's going to change. Everything, when that translation from one kingdom to another comes, the whole way things are seen is going to change, man. So that's racism. When you call another people your possession, you're basically saying, listen, my people are going to possess your people. We're not the same. We're not equal. We're not on the same, balance. My people are superior to your people. That's what Esau did. You had like a circular jakes. You had one Edomite saying, when a white man stands before you, you meant to bow your head, and never look him in the eye. So we were systematically trained to reverence Esau, man, when he enslaved us. You know what I'm saying? Systematic. You want to say something?
Deuteronomy 7:6 says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth."
Right, so the whole world, they see us as being special now. So how much more when we're exalted into power, when that scepter comes out of us, man? If they're seeing it now. Because we're reading it now that this man, he said that they're afraid. He says, this made us afraid, and we still are. So they're afraid of us while we're in the gutter.
In our lowest state.
In our lowest estate. So imagine the type of fear they're going to have when we become immortal, man. Incorruptible. Suicide is going to be rampant among the Edomites, man. That's all I can tell you.
If I can say, as you made that point, they commit suicide regularly, right?
Yeah.
And it shows you that they're weaker than us. Because the things that we've been through, we're not on that. We're not really on that. You know, that's them. They lose money, you know, they kill themselves. They lose their wife, they kill themselves. Any reasons to jump out of a 10-story building, and they're doing it. They're just weak.
That goes into Esau's spirit, because usually when he commits suicide, he'll shoot his wife, his baby, and the dog and everything else. Like they're going to killing spree to get themselves. Yeah, they'll get that carnal, murderous spirit. They'll get off on that, and then I'm going to escape with it, and they shoot themselves in the head. But then they don't know that they're going before the thrones of judgment, so they're not going to escape. They're going to come back and get it.
Really even worse than this.
Yeah.
So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 31, right? He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? So if they fear us in our state of poverty, while they destroy them, they got control over our culture, the things we listen to. They got control over everything. They can fire us, they can hire us. You know what I'm saying? They can control our medication, they control what we eat, what we drink, where we live, and they still fear us. You know why they fear us? Because of this. They know us. I'm gonna keep it real. They know us better than we know ourselves, man. They did the research. They found out we were Israelites before we found out we were Israelites. So what it says, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? But yeah, that's the point I want to bring up. About if they're fearing us in poverty, man, it's not going to be a difficult thing to maintain rulership over them when we're in power. They're going to fear us that much. There's a thing called Stockholm syndrome, where you fear somebody so much that you fall in love with them. But you feel like there's no way to overcome them, so you might as well just join them. That's how it's going to be. We're going to have so much power over the heathens that the scriptures say that they're going to come to us saying, teach us about your God, and you know what I'm saying? That's Stockholm syndrome. They're going to forget their ways. They're going to forget their language. They're going to forget their idols. They're going to forget their, their customs, man. And they're going to join on to Yahawah. They're going to be keeping the Most High's high holy days. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an honor for them to stand in the presence of the Israelite, man. So much so to the point, sometimes when you think about it, sometimes it's difficult to imagine that level of, that type of respect that we're going to receive. Because I've never received that type of respect, but kind of slowly. But sometimes, I remember I went to go and fill my petrol in my ped, right?
You alright? Yes.
And I ain't gonna lie, I skipped the queue. And then the guy behind me, he was like, "Oh man, we were waiting first, man." Then when I turned my head and I showed him that I was black, he was like, "Oh, okay, man, alright, man." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was like, "It's alright, man, it's cool." And you can see they were good kind of, I don't know, whether they're like Edomites or whatever, the little street Edomites, man. When I turned my head round and they saw I was black, they were like, "Oh, it's cool, man, it's cool." So they kind of honor us on a low level. So I'm thinking, they honor me while I'm in rags. How much more when I'm in riches, man? You know? Some brothers are not used to that. You're not used to being treated with that type of respect. It probably make you feel nervous right now. And uncomfortable. You know? Because you're used to being the filth of the world, man. You've grown accustomed to that. The Most High made you get used to being chastised. So now that you're getting honored and glorified and shit, that's going to make you feel away. It's going to make you feel kind of uncomfortable at first, man. You're not used to that. You know what I'm saying? You're not used to women being around you and shit like that. Like by the flocks and coming up to you, and you might get used to it fast, but you know.
You don't get used to that too.
I was gonna say because you said they honor us, right? Even on our lowest estate. And you said you turn around and they were speaking like they were street, but they were Edomites, right? Yeah. And they're showing you even our lowest people act street and they're acting like that. They're honouring us just by trying to.
Oh yeah.
Even in that lower state, acting on the street and stuff. I hear it all the time when I'm going around, especially these Edomites. They really want to be like Jake, and if they're not trying to be like Jake, they're trying to be like Esau.
It's either Jacob or Esau. We're the two greatest super forces in the earth, man. That shows you that the Bible is true. But that's what it's all about. If you check the scriptures, it's all around Jacob and Esau. It's all about that, the eternal strife between the wicked and the righteous, man. You know what I'm saying? The world is too small to contain us both. It's either us or them. You know? It's either us or them. Someone give me Genesis, man, 25. Talk about Rebecca and let's go to I want to go to the Genesis of it. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? It's either us or them. Esau knows it. Jake tries to act like it ain't there. But Esau is very much, even these low-level Edomites, they're afraid, man. They're afraid of the takeover. Yeah. They've been preparing. They're teaching their kids to go at the gun, taking their kids to the gun range, training their children for a race war, man. And they will pop off. I'm telling you. They will pop off. Now when I said I was thinking about them in the NFAC, they're gonna get wiped out. Go ahead.
One guy shot himself by mistake, if I'm quite certain of that. Last time I checked.
NFAC.
Yeah, the NFAC, yeah.
Grandmaster.
Oh yeah.
Grandmaster Jackass.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Jackass G.
Yeah.
Jackass Jackson.
He's already been exposed anyway.
Yeah, some Edomite was making mockery of him, man.
Yeah.
He was shooting. Two of them. Making complete, and he wasn't even laughing. He was just, it was like a matter of fact thing that Grandmaster J, he don't know what he's doing.
Like, he's trying to show women how to hold a gun in the living room.
Yeah.
It just looked all wrong.
It looks silly, yeah.
How can you have a loaded gun, like, trying to aim like you're going to shoot in the
Well,
house?
we already know he's a sellout food anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? We've seen this previous.
And there's a woman with a dress on too. It's a woman with a dress on that he was showing how to shoot a gun. That looks silly, man. That looked really cool. What's that?
It's just training women, man. It's something weak about it.
Yeah.
It's something very weak. When you do that, that's how you know a nation is falling. That's how you know they're destroyed.
There's very few women you see in these Edomite militias. Any really. Any. Yeah. But if you look at these so-called black militias, right? Yeah. You've got at least, I'd say, 20% women in there. And that's already too much. Any army doesn't have that many women in the front, in the infantry front lines.
But you know, though, brother, I have to correct you still, because the U.S. Army is enlisting females now, and also in the UK too. They bring in the women in the military.
But even that, when you see women in any army, that's a sign that you've already won. That's a sign of victory, man. You might as well just pop bottles, man. You know, when you over the horizon, you see nothing but women in their ranks. You might as well just go back and pop bottles, man.
If I can speak on that, Elder, but
Come.
you're correct, and I'm not to correct you, but see, that's virtual signaling, right? Because they're at a stage where they have to pretend like men and women are equal, right?
Yeah.
We all know the difference. So they enlist them, but it doesn't necessarily they're going to be foolish enough to put them on the front lines. A man against a woman, he's going to get slaughtered.
And that's true.
It's that simple.
And that's true, because Esau wants to unify everybody, but at the same time, we also got to revert back to the scriptures. As the scripture says that they shall be as women in those last days, and also eventually so that America could be destroyed. Because think about it, man. Even the United States government They know America ain't gonna win. They know this, so they just putting anybody up in there. It doesn't really matter, transgender, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Everyone's against them. They already know that. They already know Russia, China, Turkey or whatnot are against them already. So that's where they're trying to hold on to that power, sanctioning here, this, all these different sanctions to keep people under their thumb.
But they got females in their military, so like the brother said, that's an indication that they've already lost.
That's the scripture say a woman shall prosper.
Yeah, that too.
Yep. So man, just say something quickly. Back in the ancient world, it was a shame to be killed by a woman because there's an account of one guy. I can't remember where it is. It might be Judges.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that.
A woman hit him in the head with a nail and a hammer or something like that and killed him. And it was a great shame to be killed by a woman. So
he said he told the other person to thrust him through.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want word to get out that it was a woman that killed him.
Man.
That was a disgrace to be killed by a woman. Showing you that there was a gap in between men and women. There weren't no close, equal. That wasn't what was going on. In the ancient times, when men stood up, women sat down. That was the difference between them. You know what I'm saying? But now you got them in the military, man. Well, once you see a woman in the military, you won. Because the scripture says woman is the weaker vessel. That's how you weaken your military. By putting them in there.
Imagine all the raping and that going on.
And it's still going on.
Yeah, that shit happens all the time.
So like you guys men simply say it's like in the trenches or whatever, the trench is hot. And he's like, I don't want to die, so I'm gonna go for the lines for you to shot. And then she's stuck there. It's simply stuff.
And women do get raped in the military. It happens all the time, man.
By their own comrades as well. So you imagine that.
They're horny more. What do you think they're gonna do?
That's prevalent, if that's the word.
Oh yeah,
that happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
And they keep it under wraps.
So like Elder Malcolm, I believe he was in the army. He said something about that, about how the women in the army would be like just promiscuous with all the men in their camp and stuff like that.
And that's a distraction to the men, man. Because you're supposed to be focused on war. And you got fucking vagina running around.
Got a precept on that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get into this topic.
But it's a spirit. It's a spirit.
It goes with it, brother.
That's, it's all put into the spirit. Don't fight the spirit.
Quick one. Proverbs 7 and 26 says, For she, let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path, for she has cast down many, wounded, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Quickly on that point, just one example what kind of sums it all up really. A guy was on live stream playing with a gun with his woman, and he gave the gun to his woman, and the woman was playing with it, and she ended up shooting the guy in the head. On live stream, you just see him flopping all over the place and blood squirting out of his head.
I see that. That was in the car where the black woman shot her. Yeah, she never thought the gun was, well, she said she never thought the gun was loaded, but...
That sums it all up, man.
Blood was leaking from his head. You just see his eyeballs all up in it. But he's alive, even though he got shot in the head.
Because I just say one thing, right? The scripture that you just, can you read that one more time, bro? Just one more time.
Proverbs...
Because I caught on to something.
Proverbs 7, I'll just go straight to the point. It says, For she has... Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path, for she has cast down many and wounded, many strong men have been slain by her.
Okay.
Her house is like the way to hell, going down to
so it says her house is like the way to hell. Now doesn't it say in the scriptures, come down and sit at the dust, O daughter of Babylon? That means that America's going to be cast to hell, because for that simple scripture right there, because of the having females in the military, man. So even on that level, that's an indication that they're going to go towards a hellish condition.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, we're just being silly. But yeah, I mean, we can put that in there too, you know. Really, ultimately, it's going to be the Lord that's going to drive this devil down to the ground.
And when women now, they've got them on the beat, and I just observe things. They used to had to be teamed up with a man. Now they're teaming two women up together in the police force. Are you crazy, man? When I Back in the day, that would be a dream.
That's a joke, man.
That'd be a dream for a criminal. That's a dream to meet that after you just come. You understand what I'm saying?
I could tell you a little story back in my youth, nigger days, right? We must have been coming back from some club somewhere. We had like a lot of marijuana in the car, right? And we're sitting in the car park. Yeah. And we're sitting in the car park, and someone must have called the police, and they must have seen us just sitting there. It's late. So these two female police officers roll in, and they're talking to us, but they're talking to us from their car to our car, and they don't want to step out and see what's going on because obviously, like you just said, two women, they're not in any position.
Right.
They could call whoever they want. No, not that we was going to do anything like that, but they could have called whoever they want. By the time they get there, who knows what could have happened to them.
Right.
People used to take away.
That was a long time. I'm 44. That was a long time ago.
Back where we was come where we came from, man used to deal with police officers, but just take away their walkie-talkie. Once you take away their walkie-talkie, it's over.
Exactly.
So what woman gonna do? Fucking
You know what I'm
madness.
saying? So, you know, it's this place, man, is a feminine, female, sodomite spirit, man, and it's weakened the whole vibration. The military is gone. You know what I'm saying? The police force is through. It's only a matter of seconds before this place kaboom, man.
And the scriptures say that he that weakened the nation.
Yeah, weaken the nation.
That's his
Weaken
doctrine.
himself.
That's his doctrine that he's pushing out. Women are equal. You know, women now equal.
David said to make the woman confectionaries and cooks, man. Not to make them military men, mighty men. 37 mighty men. You got 37 mighty women. You know, fucking, what do you call that woman? That superhero. Wonder Woman, man.
Wonder Woman, right.
Fuck out here, man.
He got 37 Wonder Woman.
You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah, that weakens the structure of your society when you put woman above beyond your military, man.
This is the book of Genesis 25 and 19. It says, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
40 years old. He took Rebecca to be his wife. But the word Rebecca means to captivate, something like to capture. She was very stunning, very attractive.
She's the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, Padan Aram, his sister to Laban, the Syrian, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
He entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren and she couldn't have children. Alright, but
And the Lord was entreated of him. Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
look at the word entreated. Let me look at the word entreated. Hold on. It means oh yeah, to a humble request, the earnest or humble request. So he's basically asking the Lord, why is my daughter, why is my wife not bringing forth children? Because he's obviously going in onto her, but nothing's happening. Okay, so naturally he's asking the Most High to inquiring. Go ahead. And it said that she conceived, meaning they did it again, and she took in seed, and she became pregnant.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
And the children struggled, so she's feeling some type of crazy battle going on inside of her womb. And it said, if it be so, why am I thus? Meaning the children were struggling together. Go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
And she went to go inquire of the Lord.
There was some MMA going on in the womb, man.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
And verse 23, and the Lord said unto her,
Give me 1 Samuel 9:9.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So you're talking about 2 progenitors, man, of 2 different species of people.
When you say something, because you have people like vocab try and dispute that Esau and Jacob are two different types of people, but it's already been proven that Israelites can produce both.
Yes.
Melanated and unmelanated children. Twins, in fact.
Yes.
It's already documented. It's out there.
Right.
So, and we're the only people that can do that.
Yeah. Well, other nations, Esau can't do that.
Yeah, basically Esau can't do that.
Esau can't bring forward so-called black people. Alright? You know you're an Israelite? You know you're an Israelite though? You know you're an Israelite, innit? Israelite? Yeah. No, we're the real Christians, but you're an Israelite. You know what that is, innit? Come. Alright, we just good.
First Samuel was 9 and 9. Before a time in Israel when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Right, so when a man went to go and inquire of the Lord, he said, come, let us go see the seer. Because a prophet was called a seer back then. So when they said, you went to go and inquire of the Lord, Rebecca went to go and inquire of the Lord. Alright, she went to go find out a prophet. So a prophet spake unto her. You had prophets back then. Not no false prophet. This was no false prophet. So this was an actual man of the Lord, a man of Yahawah. So back then we weren't called Israelites. So this prophet wasn't an Israelite.
Yep.
Because Jacob wasn't even born yet. So you had prophets back then, but we wasn't Israelites back then. We wasn't Israelites yet. You know what I'm saying? So she went to a prophet, a man of Yahawah, and this is what this man said.
So it says that she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So it says 2 nations are in thy womb, man. Meaning you got 2 sons. But at this point, she doesn't know whether she's got a daughter. She don't know what she's got in there. But he said 2 nations are in thy womb, meaning you got two sons. You're going to give birth to 2 sons, and they're going to be the progenitors of their kind. They're going to be the founding father, okay? Because the word progenitor means pro-gene. He produces the genes.
Well, pro means before and gene means genetics.
Yeah.
What you get from your father.
Alright? and you get that from a man. A woman can't be a progenitor. A man is seen as the progenitor. He's given a label as being a progenitor. Okay? So 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Separated meaning, because that's why they were against one another. Said they were struggling because they wasn't agreed. Can 2 walk, least they be agreed?
Right.
They wasn't agreeing. Their spirit was against one another. Sometimes you could be around a man and the man didn't even do nothing, but his vibe, man, his vibration, his spirit, you're just against his spirit, man. Because remember it said the children, before they were even born, haven't done any good or evil, the judgment was set. They would be against one another. You know what I'm saying? They was against one another.
If I may add too, brother, because it was the law that put 2 spirits inside of them that made them separate.
Yeah.
Esau had a wicked spirit, and Jacob had a righteous spirit.
Let me get that.
But this is hold on. This is so somebody get Ecclesiasticus 42. Sirach 42 verse 23, right? Yeah.
And 20, Sirach 42 and 23. All these things live and remain forever, for all uses, and they are all obedient. All things are double, one against another, and ye have made nothing imperfect.
Right, so it said all things are double, one against another. Right? I know there's another one, man. There's a good one. Go to Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 15. No, verse 14. No. 13.
Ecclesiastes 23 and 13. Use not thy mouth to interpret swearing.
No. Ecclesiasticus 33.
Alright. Okay.
So what? Yeah. 33 and 13.
Good is set against evil.
13.
Lakia, as the clay is in the potter's hand, to fashion at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him.
Right. So the Most High form us to be how He please. At His pleasure. Go ahead.
To render to them as liketh him best.
To render unto them which liketh Him best. Alright? So we're all at the mercy of the Most High. The Most High renders unto us what likes Him best. So it's all about Him. We're at His mercy. Go ahead.
Good is set against evil.
Good is set against evil. One twin against another. Man. Why is that? Because one was good and one was evil. Which is why they were struggling.
And if I may add, brother, Proverbs 16 and 4, I created all things, yea, evil and wicked for the day of evil.
For the day of evil, man. And the Most High put that spirit in the two of them. To be born into earth for a precise reason, man. Go ahead.
And life against death.
Life against death. So one twin would represent life and the other one would represent death, man. And sin. The man of sin. Go ahead.
So is the godly against the sinner.
So is the godly against, so one would be godly and the other one would be the man of sin. The man of sin. Alright? So they were struggling. And to be separated from their mouths. Those two manner of people. So one nation would be the people, there would be a godly people, and the other people would be a sinful people, man. Evil people. Yeah? The other one would represent good and godliness and holiness. Got more?
And the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.